Hello and welcome to the top of the world. Today's project, decking. So we're back at the house where we did the well last year, and we've resurrected the house from the early 90s. Got it back into a habitable condition. We've done the chimney, we've done the water, we've done the well, we've done the pipe work. We've reinstated the shower, toilets, electricity, all of this stuff. Now this deck, let's say it was built in the 80s. It really needs just destroying and starting again. As is the case here. There's no budget for that. So, can we repair it? Yeah, we can repair it. I've cut up some timber. I've had to get some pressure treated timber. And we're going to pull off this fascia, first of all. Take that all away. And then we're going to put all new rafters across underneath the existing decking. Because all of these are rotten. All of these are, not all of them, some of them are broken. I'll show you this. So it bounces everywhere where you walk on, and you're about to see why. So this section is all broken. This is what we've got. Right, none of this is good. So we're going to put new timber street, replace any of the deck boards that are damaged where they're broken, and put a new fascia on it, and then oil it all. That's the well that, oh, we likely to be going down there again this year. I hope not. Anyway, that's the project, and this is what we've got. So let's start by pulling all this off. Is it wet and nasty under there? Yeah, it stormed last night. Of course it's wet and nasty under there. The actual structure of the stairs is not bad. I think there's elements of it that have probably seen better days. So, but overall, the deck's not bad. So I think we can put a new substructure in it and then re-oil it and give it a new lease of life. It used to have a roof over it. You can see the green line across there. I have given the owner a price for putting a new roof right the way across. I think he's struggling with everything he needs to spend on this, and it's too much. Also, he says his mother used to complain it made the kitchen dark, and he wants to know if I can just put a roof over here. Yes, I can. And the reason for that being is in the winter you can't access the house at all. So, you know, the snow's up here. So it'd be nice to put the roof back on it all the way along, and maybe you will one day, but to start with, we're probably just going to do a small section over the door down to the edge here. So that's what we're doing today. And Casper's doing his... Oh, he's not. I thought he was... feeding on grass like a cow. Beautiful scenery, beautiful day, lovely day. Look at that. Anyway, right. Yeah, we're right by the road, which is unusual. Okay, we can see the new parts I put up here, so we get up and clean the chimney. We've done all the chimneys, so we're all good there. Right, let's set to and dismantle before we repair. Right, that's got all the trash stripped off of it, which is going to allow us to better see what we're going to do. This timber in front is obviously rotten. The timber in the middle doesn't seem too bad, but so I bought my jack there. First thing we're gonna do is take this rotten timber out the front, replace that. And then once we've replaced that, we can start, and I'm replacing every single one of these, but we're not removing those because we'd have to remove the whole decking. I'm going down the side. You've got plenty of room on the concrete pillars there to be able to do that. I'm not quite sure what sort of mess there is in the middle there. I can see that doesn't look too pretty. I would have run these all the way back, but obviously everything is done on a budget, even when it's new. Right, let's see how difficult Let's see how difficult it is going to be to jack the decking up and remove this front timber here. So what I'm about to paint on the timber, is not what it says on the can. This morning I mixed up boiled linseed oil with a stained pigment, one or two other special little things, and then some solvent to take it deep into the timber. And I find that works really well. It's also much cheaper for me to do that than buy some other nasty stuff that I don't know what it is and then charge the customer for it. Almost forgot which way that timber went. Alright, that's the first section replaced. Now what I'm going to do is replace all the rafters on this decking on this section, and then we'll move down and we'll go to the next section. Now, before I have to answer lots of unnecessary comments, and I like comments, I've explained this and I try to explain it in every video. So for my regular viewers, you know, there is no money. So please don't tell me you would have done this, you'd have done that, you'd have done the other, this should have been done, right? And I'll tell you why. That's why you're not here and I'm here, and that's why I get a little bit of work as opposed to no work, because I can do what other people won't do for less money, which is why I can manage to tickle along, because all these little jobs where the budget is so tiny, where if you had to call a trade from another town, right, we're not even going there, the job would never get done. And the house would continue to fall into disrepair because people without the necessary funds and skills would have a go themselves, as I've seen so many times, and it goes backwards. So The reason I'm doing this is because the budget's very small. He's got a small budget to do many things, right, to make this into a house. And he will be living here full time, eventually. And he's got children and a wife. So the reason we're doing this, we're going to try and get another 25, 30 years out of it. It's been here 30 years and survived as well as it has because it's had a roof on it. It's deteriorating fast. Over the last 4 years, the roof's collapsed, it's been taken away. Now it's exposed to the wet in the winter. So our climate is very dry. Winter and summer, our climate is very dry. If you can get a piece of wood elevated, right, untreated, elevated, it will last for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. But as soon as it starts being subject to the ice, the snow, the damn mosquitoes are just murdering me today. Right. Did I tell you how bad it was when you got just don't even... So that's why we're not stripping off the decking and building from new, because there ain't the budget for it, right? And that's why we're not putting the roof back all the way across. At the moment, I would strongly recommend it goes back, because otherwise the decking's just another 5 years and it's done. Put a roof on it, you get 25 years out of it. Right, so that's what we're going to do. We've done that bit. We'll do all the rafters underneath then and fix all those off, and then we'll move along and we'll go down the whole deck. Alright, that's the first third of the decking with new rafters, new beam on this side. Now we're going to strengthen this beam because we're going to put a big thing across here and screw it to the end of the rafters. And you know, you should never put a 2x4 on its edge like that. It should always be standing up. Anyway, I've kind of had to repeat what they've done there, but I know how I'm going to correct it. So that part of the decking is fixed, straight and level. Now we're going to move on to this section and do this. This is the worst section, and then finally the end section. Repeating exactly the same procedure as what we've done. And there, all the rafters go right through back to the house, screwed into the house. The two sets of rafters are screwed together, and I've run screws across the top to the decking. So let's do the rest of the substructure. I'm almost unable to listen to myself going on about rafters. I'm not sure what's going on with my brain then. They're not rafters, they're joists. Rafters are in the roof, joists are in the floor. The other thing is, I've been sitting here editing now for almost an hour because I said about how dry our climate is. When I said I think we're going to lose the weather, we've lost it. I'm even wet inside the van. There. So, I'll continue editing the bit that I've done and waiting, but I think we might have to end the day. it's possible we could lose the weather here. I'll show you behind me in a minute. So I've now cut all the replacement rafters to length, stained them all and slid them in where I can. Now what we're going to do is jack up in the middle there and fit this next section. You can hear the thunder. There, that's what we're dealing with. That's coming this way. So probably best get me saw in the van and then see what materialises. The downside to all of this, of course, is without a roof over the porch and no gutter on the building, all that water is hitting the deck and just saturating it and everything underneath where I've got to go. So, right, here it comes again. I'm going to put my big saw in the back of the van because I really don't need that to get wet. Have I told you I've got a bad shoulder? There, that's the expensive equipment out of the way. Alright, before it gets too wet, I now need to get back under there and jack that decking up. So next morning, it's grey, cloudy, overcast, very wet. Did it stop raining? No, it didn't. Did I jinx myself by saying how dry the climate is here? Oh yeah. Anyway. Now comes the nasty bit. I've got to get underneath there and slot all of those in the back. Anyway, let's do this next section. I didn't show that in bit because I'm in panic mode, and if you could see what I could see, you knew you'd know why I was in panic mode. Good job I started early this morning. Now we've got to wait for the car. First car of the day. There we go. Right. So that's like the whole ring beam along the front. All the new joists. Joists? Do you know I was editing the first part of the video yesterday? I'm just like, what's going on with your brain, Simon? What's even happening? Anyway, joists, they're all in. I got that one big repair for the two middle ones to do underneath, and now we're going to replace all the rotten boards, put an edge board on here, and we're looking good. Except I can see the rain coming down. There we go. That's what's coming. Again. Anyway, What did the weatherman say? He said there's no rain today, Simon. He says you can go out, you can set your saw up, get all your electric out. You'll be fine. You won't get electrocuted or anything will get damaged and there'll be no rain. That's what he said. Yeah. There'll be no hurricane today, in other words. Right, okay, I think the next job, before I have to go under there again, I'm just going to nip underneath and do that big repair in the middle there. And then that's the superstructure, as it were, finished. Load bearing, because we're going to put a roof on this. Yes. Does it need the bottom bit? Yeah, I've done it on quite a few of these decks. I don't know why they leave them open. I don't know why they leave them open. It looks terrible. Anyway, my old subscribers, you've seen me do a number of decks, and I always put a fascia on there, raised buildings, put a fascia along the front. And for my new subscribers, my new viewers, there's a whole back catalogue, huge, hundreds of videos of decks in idyllic situations by lakes and how I've done this and how I've done that. And I notice most of you, if not all of you, never go back and look at the old interesting videos, just what's coming out this week. So if you want to see more, and I can't imagine why anybody would want to see more of me, but if you did and you were interested, there's a whole back catalogue on my YouTube channel. Hundreds. Right. Yeah, I'm just going to nip under there and do that big repair before any more water comes. And there you have it. Cheap, fast, but good and strong. So I've cut all the rot out on top of the deck. We've put all new infrastructure underneath. I've got a new big wing beam on the front and the outside. I've repaired one side of the handrail and put another handrail up. That handrail's ready and at the height for balustrading. I've got to give the customer a price for the roof there. He's got to approve that. I'm going to give him the price for the balustrading around the outside at the same time. If he approves that, we'll be back here and do that. It's Saturday now. I've got to rush back, edit this to upload it. And then on Monday, we'll be on the inside installing the spiss hood, wood stove, cooker hood, extractor position, and I'm hoping there should be a washing machine here, and we'll be installing that. And if you're worried about what's happened to the other projects, the tractor and all the other things I'm working on, they're all in progress. They're all being filmed as I'm doing it. I just haven't. It's funny time, busy time. I'm all over the place. I'm coming. Anyway, decking, stairs, substructure, done. Thank you all for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.